So Merry Christmas. My name is Father Chris Eaton. I'm from the Missionaries of God's Love in Australia. And some people know me as the rapping priest. And so today, as we've entered into Christmas time, time to be with family, open up presents, lots of food, and also music. And so this is something a little bit different. I've found that rap music has been a way of being able to bring the message of God's love, to share with you some of the songs that I've written about, often they're really about slowing down, about silence, getting rid of all the noise that can kind of go along around you, and just being in God's peace. And so it's a little bit different. Like rap music's not really silent, and it's not really about slowing down. It's really the opposite. But I've found that I'm using it in a way that to listen to the words, rap can be like kind of exciting, gets your attention, but I really want you to focus on the words of the songs. And so I'm going to share some of those songs with you today, and also just see how that kind of fits in this time of the year, where we're celebrating, where there can be lots of noise. You're preparing for this time, for this day, lots of busyness to get you to this point where you're able to be, with those who you love, or you're just, celebrating a time of what God has done in your life and thinking back over this year. So this first song that I wrote is called Time, and it's really about how we can feel sometimes in our life where, like if you've ever been to a playground where you have a merry-go-round, spinning around, sometimes you can feel like you're on a merry-go-round and you're like upside down on that merry-go-round because everything in your life is spinning around. There's lots going on. And it's hard to be able to just, to sit still and to settle and really encounter, God's presence with you. So sometimes we can just feel like we're going round and round. We've got lots of decisions to make. Are we going to go there or are we going to go there? What to do. Sometimes what can happen is we spend so much time worrying about things that we forget that, just to stop and to sit still can be one of the most important things to do. And where God's presence is actually found. We can sometimes kind of try and find Him and search for Him, or fill our lives with all these different things to try and find some peace and happiness to be fulfilled. And all we need to do is just sit down. Maybe I'll just sing this song for you, and then I'll explain a bit more about it. Okay.
Round and round I go, trying to keep to the flow. I'm a mess with the stress of decisions to make. Where to go, what to do, how do you do? I have no clue, no compass, no guide, I'm just following the tide. I'm free, but there's no freedom inside. Watching the world go by on this crazy ride. Content that I spent a little time on the side.
Just sitting here, just being here, just resting His peaceful presence. Just sitting here, just being His, just resting His peaceful presence.
Feel like I'm upside down on a merry-go-round around, picking up speed. This illusion of a dream is confusing my scene. An exciting life is what we're meant to live for. Excuse me, I'm just running out the door. There's no stopping this pace. I'm driven, given to achieve happiness at all costs. This is what we're meant to believe. Watching the world go by on this crazy ride. Content that I spent a little time on the side.
Just sitting His, just being His, just resting His peaceful presence. Just sitting His, just being His, just resting His peaceful presence.
When you count the cost, what an incredible loss were you willing to make? So give yourself a break and let go of your grip on this unending trip, and just sit in His presence and rest for a bit. Now it's there that you'll find the joy that you seek, not in the pressure to peak. Watching the world go by on its crazy ride. Content that I spent a little time on the side.
Just sitting His, just being His, just resting His peaceful presence. Just sitting His, just being His, just resting His peaceful presence. Peaceful presence. Peaceful presence. Peaceful presence. Peaceful presence.
Okay, so this is what we're really wanting to do at this time. I mean, maybe, as I was saying, like you might have been so busy getting to this point where you've got everything set now. And you can just feel like you just want to fall into a heap because it's just been so much going on. But now is the time to sit and to rest for a bit. And to be able to, when you rest, when you slow down, that is where, God can kind of just really speak into your life. Because if we think about the Christmas story, when Mary and Joseph, they're traveling away from Nazareth, and they're on their way to Egypt. And just imagine, there's noise and all sorts of things going on as they're traveling through, as they go through Jerusalem. And, there's just the noise and there's people everywhere. And, we can feel like that when we've been shopping and trying to get all those last minute things. And we're on that journey towards, this day. And as they travel through the night and they're just tired and they want somewhere to stop and to rest. And we know the story when they go into that inn and they knock on the door and they're looking for a place to stay and there's no room there. And so then they've been kicked out of that place, and so they walk a little bit further. And then they come to that cave. It's a dark cave and there's animals there and they're probably sleeping at that time. And it's in the silence that they come into that place. And there's just, animal poo everywhere, manure everywhere. It's not the best place. And then, Jesus, the one who we've been waiting for, is born into that humble place. A place where no one would expect that the Messiah, the Son of God, would come. And over, that cave, there was that star, the Christmas star, that pointed and led people to that place, a humble place. And it's there that, the Son of God is born, the one who has come to save us. And to save us from all the noise, there can be so much noise and negativity around us, so much violence. And Jesus comes, and he comes to bring a word of peace. He comes to speak into our lives and to say that I'm with you. And that I'm with you in the mess, just as in that cave, it's a mess. And God is happy to be in that place. And so you might even feel like you're in a bit of a mess. You may have had some arguments even with your family. And you may have some struggles that are going on and you're trying to put on that happy face even today. And God wants to come even into that place, into the mess, and to bring his peace. And, there can be all the noise around us, things that are going on. And you can come into this time and have all that noise going on. And there can be even this noise, a greater noise that can go on inside, like inside of your head. Things that you could say to yourself that, as much as you've tried to work things out with, relationships or, whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're struggling with, there can be this noise in your head. Things negative noise that says, that you're not quite good enough. You didn't quite get it right. This song is called Silence.
So nervous below the surface. I want to take this ride, so free me up inside. There's so much noise in my head. Kill this, I'm looking for some stillness. I'm diving down beneath where the waves will cease. Release, chitter chatter, be at peace. Horizon, realizing that my heart is free, opening up silence inside of me. So slow down, don't miss, it's like a gentle breeze. Setting your heart at ease from the storm to perform for the world to see. So before you drown, slow down and relax your pace. This ain't a race, just enjoy the space. Now silence isn't simply the absence of sound. It's more profound, underground, where God's presence is found. Now right here, be aware of an unspeakable peace. As you unwind your mind, relax your soul, give over control to the one who has loved you from the very start. As you rest in his presence and surrender your heart.
So that's his heart for us, that he wants us to rest during this time, that he wants us to be able to slow down and to hear, his heartbeat, to be that close to God, because God has come close to us. That is the message of Christmas, that God comes close to us so that we can come close to him. He wants us to be with him and to draw as many people as we can to him, and to bring that message of peace that he's come to bring to us. And so we need to experience that peace ourselves, to know that God, he is with us, that he is Emmanuel, God with us. And he has shone his light into our hearts, that the Christmas star, the star that led, the wise men to Jesus, he led the shepherds to Jesus, different people in their different lives, they were led to that place to encounter the one who has come to encounter us. And God has come into our lives not just so that we can stay there, that those people that came to that cave, they were sent out. Even at that early stage, they were sent out to tell the world that God is with us, that a light has shone, the star of Christmas, the star. Jesus, the star to bring his light into our lives. Now, as when Jesus grew older and as he started to proclaim and to speak, he said something really, I think about quite amazing that he said this. He said that, you are the light of the world. You'd think he'd say, well, I'm the light of the world, people, but he said, no, you are the light of the world. That he's come to be with us and to show us who we are, to show us that we're meant to be a light that brings his peace, that brings his presence to those around us. And so this song that I wrote is about, it's about, the star in a sense of star of Christmas, but it's really that you are the star. You're the star. You're the one that God wants to shine. He wants to shine through you, and he believes in you. We're called to believe in him, but he actually believes in you. And so I guess I just want to dare you to believe that God actually loves you, that he values you and he wants to use you. As you encounter him, even in the struggle, because I know many people can struggle in this time, that even in the struggle, you can bring God's peace to people. Because sometimes it's really through the struggle that you have something to say. So this song is called Light, and it's about you being a shining light. That star that was above that cave that drew people to God, that you can be like that star. That as people see you, as they encounter you, that you will draw them to encounter Jesus, the one that comes to bring us peace.
Yep. You are the light of the world, salt of the earth, proclaiming God's love before the day of your birth. Worth more than $1 million, silver and gold. To be bold, step out of the mode, and let it be told that you believe in Jesus Christ, cause he believes in you. So dare to believe you will receive his grace. He will reveal his face, put your trust in the Most High. He puts his trust in you. In the words of the great Pope John Paul II, he said, be the light that you're called to be. Young people, listen to me. Now give your hearts to the Lord in generosity. Believe in Jesus Christ, cause he believes in you. So dare to believe you will receive his grace. He will reveal his face, put your trust in the Most High. He puts his trust in you. So, fan into flame, a passion for your name. With your spirit in my life, I'll never be the same. We've been given a gift of power, love and self-control. With your spirit in my life, you're making me whole. So dare to believe you will receive his grace. He will reveal his faith, put your trust in the Most High. He puts his trust in you. Don't sit back and enjoy the ride. Get involved, participate, and you'll feel alive. When this rap is done, get on the run and bring the gospel of peace to everyone. So dare to believe you will receive his grace. He will reveal his faith, put your trust in the Most High. He puts his trust in you.
God wants you to bring his peace to those who are around you, to bring his peace to your family, to those that you're struggling with, that he invites you to be that star, to be that shining light. It could be stepping forward and reconciling with somebody that you're struggling with. It could just be offering just a sign of peace, a smile, offering them a gift. Not just the gifts that you wrap up, but also your own presence, that you would be that shining star. You would be that star of Christmas that Jesus has come to be for us, and that you would bring that star to the world. So thanks for listening. I hope you have a beautiful Christmas time, and that even in the midst of the busyness and all that goes on in your life, that there'll be some time to sit, to have some silence, and just to thank God for all that's happened over this year. And also to really ask for his presence to be with you in the year to come. So God bless. It's been nice to be with you, and I wish you the best during this time of Christmas. So thank you.
A lot of talk in our church today about the new evangelization, and we might ask, well, what's new about the new evangelization? One thing that's new is that we're trying to renew the faith in people who should already be Catholic, should already be Christian. Individuals, families, communities, whole cultures that need to rediscover the gospel. And so what's new is that they're getting a new shot in the arm of faith, of evangelization. Another thing that's new about it is the way that we do that. And the new media and groups like Shalom World TV are very important for bringing the gospel anew to our cultures, to our families, to each of us individually. And so I encourage all the viewers of Shalom World TV, and I encourage Shalom World TV themselves to keep up the good work, to keep watching this channel, and to keep up the good work of presenting the Catholic faith to our world today.
Shalom World, God's own channel.